Hey, good morning, and thanks for coming back to the channel. I wanted to talk on a couple things that have happened. Obviously, one of them, the biggest one, is uh, ex-President Trump has been convicted of the hush money, 34 counts of whatever the shit it was. I mean, I wasn't following that because I don't care about hush money stuff, right? Nobody died, no bodies hit the floor, that kind of stuff, right? No death penalty involved, come on, that's what I care about. But yeah, and what the American people need to understand. I mean, all of us need to understand. One, it was in a legitimate court of law just because they picked on a particular guy, and he got busted, and he went through the judicial process, and the outcome wasn't what other people wanted. Hey, sucks to be you, right? I'm not taking a side one way or the other. All I'm saying is the courts decided what the court decided. Correction, a unanimous jury, a unanimous jury convicted on all 34 counts. So that's a conviction, first time in the history of the country where someone who sat in that chair has been convicted of anything. So what does that mean? Well, not a whole lot right now. I mean, from a legal process, President Trump, I say President Trump because anyone who's been a president, you can refer to them as president. But President Trump was convicted of all counts unanimously by a jury of his peers. Now, it doesn't get more American than that. Now, the outcome was not what some people wanted, because they say that it's all being done to keep him from running for office. No one has any evidence of that. It's all speculation, and who gives a fuck, right? So what happens next? Our judicial system in work. All that happened at this point now is that Trump and his attorneys are going to huddle up, and they're going to decide what are their grounds for appeal, because it ain't over till the fat lady sings. So they're going to definitely go to appeal. What the grounds are, not sure, because you have to have specific grounds to justify an appeal. We'll see how that goes. But it's not over yet. It ain't done until, maybe it goes all the way to the Supreme Court. I don't know why. Actually, I don't know why, because it's a state crime. So it's not a federal crime. Anyway, it also means he can't pardon himself. So no president can pardon him. Only the governor of New York can pardon against those convictions. So just to get that squared away, the president of the United States can only pardon against federal crimes. The governor can pardon based on state crimes. So here we go. What's next with him? What's that going to do to the calculus of the electoral college vote? To be quite honest, I think there have been a lot of people that have been on the sidelines up here, and I think he is going to lose the support of a lot of young people, a lot of independent middle people who have been trying to honestly think through things and not be snacked by some conspiracy stuff. And I think he's going to lose so much of that he mathematically probably has no chance now of winning the swing states that he needed. He, meaning Trump, needs. Now, what that means as far as getting down to, January 6th, 2.0 time frame. So what are they going to do? I don't know. I don't know. Not my circus, not my monkeys that way. But I don't think Trump will be reelected. Now, from a strategic point of view for us in the Second Amendment community, the only way to neutralize Biden is to threaten the core of the Republicans that are in the Senate, because it's the Senate that will ratify the next Supreme Court justice to the degree there is one. I hope there is not one while Biden is in office. And then the second part of that is what happens in the House. We'll find out in November because everybody's got up for re-election. So we don't know. What the profile is going to look like for the government. We'll see. On the other issue, what these Second Amendment cases that are up in the courts, we had 6 of them, I think, at the Supreme Court already. That's the most in like forever, 100 years or something. So what I'm anticipating is there's going to be a major positive set of rulings supporting the Second Amendment rights. A good example of that just happened, which blew away all the liberals and the anti-gun people. They are chewing their arms off now. They're beside themselves because they've been losing so many attacks against the Second Amendment. I mean, every time they turn around, they're losing. The only game they have left is to sue companies to put them out of business or to make it so expensive that they don't do business with civilians. I mean, it's a stupid strategy, and it's unconstitutional, but that's what the courts, I mean, it's got to work their way up through the courts. So what's going to happen is, let's take the announcement of the NRA. I was stunned. I was so happy. Not that I'm a fan of the NRA, which is really the Lapierre thing, but I was really glad to see the Supreme Court function like I know the Supreme Court functions. They don't give a shit what the rest of the country is saying. They're going to look at the law, they're going to look at the arguments, they're going to think about them, and then they're going to come up with a ruling. What was so fascinating is that this is an anti-gun, anti-NRA effort by the largest anti-gun groups in the country through the state of New York's insurance department, who said, you know, let's put the NRA out of business, and I'm going to mess you up if you're an insurance company, if you don't do what I want you to do. Clearly unconstitutional. Clearly, right? Now, this is what I like. The Second Circuit, which is where the state of New York hangs out, the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, so we're all through appeal, said it's okay. They can do that. Because the government interest, they can do that. It's cool. The Supreme Court, in their decision, said, are you high? Are you high? Have you read the history of this? No, you can't do that. You can't do that. And so what the Supreme Court did is they said, we're going to vacate the Second Amendment, the Second Circuit. We're going to vacate what you just said, you dumb fucks. And we're going to remand back to you. And it said, now, whatever you said is bullshit on it, yellow flag on the field, red flag on the field. You go back, Second Circuit, and you re-decide. So what the Supreme Court has said to these guys is, we're going to make you eat your own shit right now. I know it's not going to taste good, but you will come back with the correct verdict. Now go back and do your business, right? And I'm saying, but wait, it was 9-0. 9-0 against the state of New York, against the Second Circuit. 9-0. And wait, there's more. The one that made this gives me hope in America, by the way. there were two opinions, both of them affirming, right? But from different justices, both affirming. The first one was from the most right of the right-wing justices, Alito. And the second was from the most liberal, Ketanji Brown. Like, what? Okay, so you got two, and they come together and go, yep. And don't forget, it was argued with the ACLU. God bless America. God bless America. You know, I mean, you can't look at that and say, and not say, what a great country we have, man, because we put the stuff up there, we let people duke it out, and then it comes back the way it comes back, you know. I was very happy to see that, because that was a major constitutional thing that the state of New York, and the state of New York is getting their ass kicked anyway. California's getting their ass kicked. All that to say, we got a lot going on with the Supreme Court coming up October, before the election, before November, I think, and obviously I hope before the inauguration, we're going to have major positive rulings for the Second Amendment. Now, come back to the election. As far as President Trump goes and what happens with him, I think he's going to lose so much support that he cannot be reelected. He won't be reelected. I think the margins will be such that no one in their right mind can come back and argue I was robbed. Because in order to steal that kind of capacity in the U.S. federal election is mathematically impossible. And if somebody says it's not, I'm going to say to you, you bring your math, I'll bring my math, you know, and there will be an whipping will follow, and I will win, because it's strictly numbers, right? He has no chance the way this is rolled out. Now, nobody thinks he's going to go get put in orange jumpsuit. I don't think so. You're not going to do a Martha Stewart on him, right? What could happen? The judge has all the discretion to sentence, you know. He could sentence him to like 1 day. He could sentence him, you got 1 day. Get out of my courtroom. I don't want to see you here again. You know, he could do that. Yes, you were found guilty. I get to decide. I get to decide what the punishment is. Or maybe in New York, the jury gets to decide, but we'll see. So, it's Friday. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. It's a beautiful day here. I'm still recovering, which kind of sucks because it's tomorrow, the first day of summer. And, I can't summarize right now. So, I'll just put this out. This is a free form. I don't even know how long it went, but I had to get this stuff out of my head today. So with that, for those of you that come by this channel, if you have not subscribed, please do. If you like the content, right? And keep in mind, I don't sell anything. I don't pitch anything. I don't say go to this partner and buy that and I get. Everything I do is I'm a one-shot guy, a one-take guy. You don't see a bunch of editing because I don't have the time to do that. So it's always free-form stuff, unless I'm doing some kind of example stuff. So, with that, as always, right? Wherever you can, whenever you can, however you can, carry on.